I, 22-year-old female, am graduating from nursing school associate's degree if that matters next week. My husband and in-laws are throwing me a graduation party the night before, and I'm so excited. Both of our families are invited, and until yesterday, I was under the impression that my parents, 43-year-old female and 49-year-old male, were helping my mother-in-law with the planning. Yesterday, I was blindsided by a text from my mom that they were no longer coming and did not give me a reason. I took this really hard. For some background, my mother is a narcissist and was hurtful, physically, verbally, financially, you name it, towards me for most of my life, and kicked me out of her and my dad's house during my first semester of school. The two of them have not attended any of my school functions since, but I am low contact for the sake of my husband. His family has been my rock, and I think of his parents like my own. I reached out to my sibling, 17-year-old non-binary, to find out if they had heard a reason why, and was told that they didn't want to associate with me or the rest of the family. I texted my mum afterwards and told her I was hurt by this, wanted to know the reason behind it. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, but I wanted to hear it from her directly, and that I had wanted them there with me to celebrate. Here's where I might be the AH. My mum told me that I was being manipulative for not respecting her choice to not attend the party. I blocked her number after that, and a very tense phone call. My dad has texted me calling me an AH for ignoring my mum, for demanding a reason when they don't owe me one, and for thinking I'm entitled to their time and presence. They say that since they plan on coming to the graduation ceremony, that should be enough for me. I wish I could say I've experienced enough of this kind of thing to not be upset by it, but I am. Finishing a college degree has been a massive achievement for me, even if it is just a 2-year degree, especially since I'm near the top of my class. I feel like I might definitely be an AH and entitled for asking for the reason, because my dad is right. They don't owe me a reason. I'm just upset because this isn't the first time my parents have blown off an event of mine. They almost didn't show up to my high school graduation, and I can't help but to feel hurt by it. My husband says I'm not wrong for wanting to know why they won't be attending and for being upset by their response, and my mother-in-law, who has been in direct contact with my mum, thinks my parents are wrong for calling me manipulative and entitled. Am I the idiot? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. You're acting like most people would in this situation, but you probably need to let them go at this point. If your mum has been that hurtful, you don't need her there. Comment 2. You need to cut all ties with them. Don't set yourself up for further disappointment. They aren't going to change. Congratulations. Now, for the update. Thanks for all the comments on my last post. It's been a whirlwind couple of weeks and a lot has happened since then. I graduated and the party happened, but things didn't go as smoothly as I'd hoped. The night of the party, my in-laws' house was beautifully decorated, and everyone seemed to be having a good time. My husband was by my side, and his family was incredibly supportive. But the absence of my parents was like a shadow over the celebration. I tried to push it out of my mind and focus on the positive, but it was tough. The next day at the graduation ceremony, my parents did show up. They sat in the back and didn't interact with anyone. I saw them from the stage, and it was a mix of emotions. I was glad they were there, but it also hurt that they kept their distance. After the ceremony, they came up to me, gave me a quick congratulations and left. No explanation, no attempt to talk about the party, nothing. Since then, I've been on an emotional roller coaster. I've tried to reach out to my parents to understand why they're acting this way, but they've been mostly unresponsive. My dad sent a text saying they were proud of me, but it felt hollow. My mum hasn't said anything. My sibling has been caught in the middle of all this. They've been trying to stay neutral, but I can tell it's wearing on them. They've hinted that my parents are dealing with their own issues, but won't go into detail. It's frustrating because I feel like I'm being kept in the dark about something that affects our whole family. My husband has been my rock through all of this. He's been encouraging me to focus on our future together and not let my parents' behavior drag me down. But it's hard. I can't just turn off my feelings for my family, even if they've hurt me. My mother-in-law has been trying to mediate, but it's been awkward. She doesn't want to overstep, but she's also protective of me. She's suggested family counselling, but I don't even know if my parents would be open to that. The tension has been affecting my relationship with my husband too. He's been patient, but I can tell he's getting tired of the drama. We've had a few arguments about how much energy I'm putting into this situation with my parents. He thinks I should just move on, but it's not that easy for me. I've been throwing myself into job hunting, trying to distract myself from the family issues. I've had a couple of interviews and I'm hopeful about getting a position soon, but even that excitement is tinged with sadness because I don't feel like I can share it with my parents. I'm also struggling with feelings of guilt. Maybe I am being manipulative by wanting my parents to explain themselves. Maybe I am entitled for expecting them to want to be part of my life. I keep going back and forth on whether I'm in the wrong here. It's been a confusing time. I'm proud of my accomplishments, but I can't fully enjoy them. I'm grateful for my husband and in-laws, but I'm also mourning the relationship I don't have with my parents. I'm trying to move forward, but I'm still being pulled back by unresolved feelings and questions. I don't know what the future holds for my relationship with my parents. Right now, it feels like we're at a stalemate, and I'm not sure how to break through it. I want to have them in my life, but not at the cost of my own mental health. It's a tough balance to find, and I'm still working on it. Now, for the comments. Comment 1. Hey there. First off, congrats on graduating nursing school. That's a huge achievement, especially with the family stress you've been dealing with. You're not the jerk for wanting to know why your folks bailed. It's natural to want your parents' support during big life moments. It sounds like you've been through a lot with your mum, and it's okay to protect your peace, even if that means setting boundaries with her. Comment 2. I'm sorry you're going through this. It's tough when family lets you down. Have you considered family therapy? It might help to have a neutral third party to facilitate a conversation between you and your parents. It's not about forcing them to be there, but understanding the dynamics and finding a way forward that works for you. And remember, it's okay to take time for yourself and celebrate your accomplishments with those who do show up for you. Now, for the next story. I just got into this argument a few minutes ago and could use some outside opinions. I, 22-year-old male, am currently living with my mother, 51-year-old female, because of my health issues I won't get into. My health issues prevent me from getting a job or really doing much physically taxing work, but while my mother works her day job, I tend to the house. I change the cat litter, take the dog out and for walks, clean the dishes, sweep, vacuum, do laundry and cook. Pretty much a housewife, just without any kids to take care of. I realize I don't make any money and I can't just keep leeching off of people, so I honestly don't mind the work at all. It's something I can do for the woman who takes care of my medical bills. Well, I've been sick the past few days. Nothing major, just a pretty bad cold and cough. I've been resting in bed the last few days and only coming out of my room to use the bathroom and grab medicine. Well, this morning at around 8 I noticed my mum was up and drinking her coffee. I went to get a snack from the kitchen and saw that there were take-out food containers all over the counter and stovetop and dirty dishes stacked high in the sink. I asked my mum if she could please clean those up sometime today, that I would usually do it myself, but I was sick. She said she'd take care of it right away and that I should go lay down. I rest for a few hours and wake up again at 10 Cs. I go into the kitchen and see that nothing has been done. I ask her about it, and she says she'll get on it as soon as she finishes her coffee. I go back into my room, and around an hour and a half passes. It's now around 11:30, and my mum comes into my room to ask me where I'd like her to order food from for lunch. I say she can just cook me some soup on the stove. She looks nervous, and I ask her if she'd cleaned up the kitchen yet. She gets defensive and says she was going to, but after she ate something. At this point, I get up out of bed and begin collecting all the trash and take out containers from the kitchen in a giant trash bag. She runs after me and tells me to stop and that she'll take care of it later. I tell her that it's fine and that if she doesn't want to clean, I'll just do it myself. The entire time I take the trash out and wash dishes, she protests and says I should go lay back down because I'm sick. That she'll do it all herself just later. At a point I get very annoyed and say, "Mum, I love you, but we both know you aren't going to do it later." She gets pissed off at me and goes on a tirade about how hard she works every day at her job and how I should have more respect for the woman who pays my medical bills and how it isn't a crime that she wants to relax on one of her only days off a week instead of doing chores. This whole thing just gave me a headache and I really don't like making her mad, but I feel like I didn't necessarily do anything wrong. Am I the idiot? Now, for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. You and your mum should be able to be candid with one another without the relationship falling apart. Now for the update. Hey everyone, I wanted to give you all an update on what's been happening since the argument with my mum. First off, thanks for all the comments on my last post. They really helped me see things from different perspectives and gave me some good advice on how to handle the situation. So, after the argument, things were a bit tense between my mom and me. We both cooled off for the rest of the day and I went back to bed to rest. The next morning I woke up to a clean kitchen and a note from my mum. She apologised for the argument and explained that she had been feeling overwhelmed with work and the house and just needed a break. She also mentioned that she appreciated everything I do around the house and didn't mean to take it for granted. I felt bad for how things went down, so I decided to make her favourite breakfast as a peace offering. We sat down and had a good talk over breakfast. I apologised for pushing her when she was clearly exhausted, and she apologised for snapping at me. We agreed that we both needed to communicate better and be more understanding of each other's feelings and limitations. Over the next few days, we started working on a new system to manage the household chores. We made a list of all the tasks and divided them based on what we each could handle. We also agreed on times when we would tackle certain chores together, turning it into a bit of a bonding activity. It was nice to work side by side with my mum, and it made the chores feel less like work and more like spending quality time together. One of the biggest changes we made was setting aside one day a week as a rest day for both of us. On this day, we would order takeout and just relax, watch movies or play board games. It gave us something to look forward to and ensured that we both got the break we needed. As for my health, I've been taking it easy and following my doctor's advice. I'm slowly getting better, and I've even started doing some light exercises to help with my recovery. My mum has been really supportive, encouraging me to take care of myself and not overdo it with the household tasks. In the end, the argument turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It forced us to address some underlying issues and improve our communication. Our relationship has grown stronger because of it, and we've found a better balance in our daily lives. I've also started exploring ways to contribute financially, even with my health limitations. I've been looking into remote work opportunities and freelance gigs that I can do from home. My mum is proud of me for taking the initiative, and I'm excited about the possibility of gaining some financial independence. Overall, things are looking up. We've settled into a comfortable routine, and the house is running smoothly. I'm grateful for my mom and everything she does for me, and I think she feels the same way. We've both learned to appreciate each other more and not take our time together for granted. Thanks again to everyone who offered advice and support. It really made a difference, and I'm happy to say that my mom and I are doing great now. Now for the comments. Comment 1. Hey there, it sounds like you're both under a lot of stress, which is totally understandable given the circumstances. It's great that you're stepping up with chores, but remember, your health comes first. Maybe sit down with your mum and work out a chore schedule that factors in some downtime for both of you. It's all about balance, my friend. Comment 2. Well, look at you two turning a kitchen squabble into a full-on Hallmark moment. Seriously though, it's awesome you're finding ways to work together and even get some quality time in. Just don't forget to throw in a no-chores day and treat yourselves. You've earned it, and hey, maybe explore those remote gigs in your PJs. Now, for the next story. As a sort of early Christmas party, I planned a large gathering for friends and family. A lot of us really love dogs, so I invited the pets as well. Since I have got a large area, we planned on having all the dogs off leash so they can run around and play. A few people voiced concerns beforehand because they wanted to bring their young kids to the Christmas party, didn't want large dogs to be running around, and wanted them all on leashes, or not allowed. I told them if they do not like it, they do not have to come. They said they do not want to leave their kid behind because it looks like a lot of fun, and it is a rare chance for them to meet a bunch of friends and family in one place. No one else is planning a gathering as large as this one. I reiterated that the party is primarily dog-friendly, it is not kid-friendly, and there would be multiple dogs running around. They said they understood, they did not understand, they arrived and were unhappy. I had a bunch of Christmas decorations up, a few photo spots set up, a bunch of dog toys and balls, and custom and clearly labelled dog treats laid out as well. Their main complaint was that I confined the children and not the dogs. They feel like it should have been the other way around. I had one small area that the dogs could not get into. They did not like that multiple very energetic large dogs were running around with abandon, and no attempt was made to stop them from running or put them on a leash. Even after one kid was nearly knocked over, I told them to go and watch their kid in the one designed dog-free area if they did not like that. They were unhappy because it separated them from the other adults and activities. They also did not like that. I did not let them just dump their kid there and walk off. They had to stay and actually watch their children. I also did not have anything in there that would entertain a child. Other things they were unhappy about. I had super cute dog treats, think cupcakes, mini donuts, etc., all clearly labelled, and nothing for children. I had normal food for humans. They were upset I did not have kid food, like dinosaur nuggets. A couple kids threw tantrums when I would not let them eat the dog treats. Apparently that's my fault for having dog treats that look like desserts. They were upset I had dog toys, but not toys for children. They were upset I refused to tell everyone to leash their dogs so they could go over to a photo spot and take pictures of their kid. Now I am being accused of being a jerk since I did not consider how Christmas is a kid's holiday, or for families, since I am more concerned about the dogs and adults having a good time than children having a good time. They insist that since it is Christmas, I have to have kids' things going on. Dogs are family. Am I the idiot for planning a Christmas party for adults and dogs and making absolutely no attempt to make it kid-friendly? Now for a few comments before the update. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Holidays, including Christmas, are for everyone, human, furry, feathery, and scaly. Aside from that, parties aren't free daycare centres. Comment 2. Not the idiot. You were really clear this wasn't for children. They pushed children on you. Next year, can I get an invite to the dog party? Lol, now for the update. Thanks to everyone who read about the party I threw. I thought I'd share how things have been since then. The day after the party, I woke up to a bunch of texts and a couple of voicemails. Some were from friends who had a blast and wanted to thank me for hosting, but there were also messages from the unhappy parents. They had taken to our family group chat to vent their frustrations. They said the party was exclusionary and that I had been insensitive to the needs of the children and families. I tried to explain my stance again, but it was clear they weren't having any of it. They demanded an apology, and some even suggested I should host a separate child-friendly event to make up for it. I wasn't keen on the idea, but I said I'd think about it. The next day, I got a call from my cousin, who's pretty level-headed. She suggested a compromise. Maybe next time I could set up a small separate area for kids with some activities and snacks just for them. I thought it over and agreed it might be a good idea. I didn't want to divide the family or friends over this issue. So, I started planning a small get-together for the following weekend. I made sure to have a kids' corner with colouring books, games, and some simple snacks like fruit and crackers. I sent out invites, making it clear that this was a make-up event for the families with kids. The day of the second event arrived, and things started off well. The kids seemed happy with their corner, and the parents were more relaxed. But then, one of the parents asked if they could bring their dog inside. I was hesitant but didn't want to cause another issue, so I agreed as long as the dog was leashed. Everything was fine until the dog got excited and knocked over the snack table in the kids' area. The parents of the children were upset, and the dog owner was apologetic but defensive, saying it was just an accident and that kids could be just as messy. The situation escalated quickly. Voices were raised, and the tension was thick. I tried to calm everyone down, but it was like adding fuel to the fire. The parents started arguing about who was more entitled to have their family members accommodated at these events. The next day, I received messages from both sides. The dog owners felt like they were being punished for one accident, and the parents felt like their children were an afterthought again. I was stuck in the middle, trying to please everyone, but ending up with everyone upset at me. I've been mulling over what to do next. It's clear that trying to accommodate both dogs and kids isn't working, but I don't want to exclude anyone from future gatherings. I'm at a loss for how to move forward without alienating part of my friends and family. It's a tough spot, and I'm not sure what the best course of action is. Now for the comments. Comment 1. Hey there, sounds like a tough situation. Did you make it clear from the get-go that this was a dog-centric event? Maybe next time set expectations early on. It's your party, but a heads up could help avoid hurt feelings. Perhaps a little pre-party communication could go a long way. Comment 2. I get wanting to include everyone, but safety first, right? For the next bash, how about hiring a local teen as a babysitter to keep an eye on the kiddos? That way parents can relax and you're not stuck playing referee. Plus the kids might have more fun with someone focusing on them. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.